Good morning, everybody. This is Dr. Rao coming to you on day 20 of our series Proactive Wellness. We've been talking about proactive wellness all these days. As you know, I'm Dr. Rao Kalasu, a semi-retired doctor on internal medicine. I had practiced almost greater than 40 years. And now I kind of turned towards the wellness, and I'm a founder and chief wellness officer, CEO of my company called BA PAL, which is an online company which focuses on helping people to overcome the burnout and stress that we are going through the modern life through a combination of modern medicine and ancient wisdom. I'm a informatician with a master's in biomedical informatics, but also I'm a practitioner of yoga and student of Advaita Vedanta, and know a little bit about ancient systems around the world, because I took active interest in that and I have been studying it for 25 years. I do have a wellness club that I run in the morning right after this. Right now here it is 7 o'clock in the morning. Around 8 o'clock we will have the wellness club in our yoga studio in the basement. And I will be doing an hour of awareness where we do yoga, pranayama, which is breathing exercises, and also some meditation to get our minds calm and our bodies get energized and really feel good about ourselves at the end of the session, and be in the present and carry that to our work with focused, energetic bodies and minds. Okay. So I've been talking about this proactive wellness. I kind of started about in hand 15 items I wanted to present in terms of proactive wellness. What I mean by proactive wellness is you be well proactively. That means for your wellness, you are proactive. You are not waiting for things to happen, but you are taking active interest in your daily life, like how you eat, what you eat, and how you move, what kind of exercise you do, and how you sleep and rest, and how you manage your mind. All these are components of 4 pillars of wellness, I call it. They're the food, activity, rest and sleep is one, and then calming the mind is a big category in this modern age, especially with all the social media churning out so much information at us. That information overload is causing a lot of people problems with quieting them down, and also discovering a lot of treasures within when the mind quiets down. Okay, everything is geared towards getting the mind whipped and run and run. Okay, always doing stuff and thinking getting things will make us happy, and then really neglecting our own body, mind, and also our inner being, the self, I call it. And that is what needs to be taken care of. But without taking care of your body and mind, you are not going to be really paying attention to uh, inner self, right? That is the difference between the moderns and the ancients. Ancient people had a simple outward life and very rich inward life, and they kind of turned in, withdraw all the senses, quieted the mind, and touch that inner dimension, which is our abundance, really. You know, that could act as a shield for you. But most of the people are stuck in the mind body complex. And today, even though there are things beyond mind, I have been talking, if you just take a regular life, what is the effect of mind on the body is a big deal, right? A lot of people just stop short of thinking, and they don't go beyond that to the consciousness, but that is coming. But people have thoughts, emotions, and all that, right? And then they cause problems for them. For example, somebody gets sick, they get worse. Once they come to know the sickness, even though they're carrying it for a few months, they are not diagnosed. The moment the diagnosis was made and informed, and they got the information that they have this disease, and then mind goes all over, worry, anxiety, fear, all those things come, and they will be making themselves sicker just by their thinking. That's the focus of this talk, so that you can understand that and take a deep breath and relax and see why I'm doing this. Why can't I clearly face the fact, calm myself down, so that I can really deal with as it is and really help myself. Okay, that's what they were talking about here. Many COVID patients have shown us this. When they were diagnosed that they had, many of them felt that there was no treatment. I'm going to die for sure. And then they got into much deeper immunological reaction against the novel virus, and then they were not able to really uh, get better, and then their underlying disease got worse, and then they succumb because we didn't have any vaccine, we didn't have any medications in the beginning. That's what I'm talking about. By estimate, almost a good percentage of the patients died because they were very afraid, very anxious, and they let their mind affect their body too much. But that is like an invisible thing. It used to be just something where it says, oh no, there's nothing there, mind cannot influence the body. But now we have scientifically several areas that are going on that are really showing you that it is that causing that. Okay, for example, uh, psychoneuroimmunology. That's one area where we can show immunity is affected by how you feel, how you think, right? So always take care of the mind, in the sense, when you get up in the morning, don't let it run. Maybe don't open the devices in the morning, and be aware, be in the present, and then just deal with whatever situation comes as it is, without superimposing your thoughts and emotions. Thoughts means your understanding, your conclusions, your conceptions, all from the old, right? And also your emotions like a fear and anxiety and all that. If you can maintain that balance of the mind, you can probably do many things very good. Your focus will be better, your concentration on the work will be better, and you will think of the right things, or you will reach out for the right help without feeling of ego or feeling of I don't have anybody's help. You will interact with people in a sane, normal way. So it all depends upon your mind, which creates your ego and personality and all that. Okay, so that's why modern psychological things, are really making us understand stress and health are dependent on how you think, how you feel. Okay, and also there is a new phenomena that is identified. But even though the yoga people all they know how that works, but they could not say in scientific terms. The neuroplasticity. That means you can create your own brain to some extent, and then make things happen outwardly too. Like for example, somebody has a trauma, and then they lost function of a limb and all that, right? Because of the trauma, they may undergo some surgery and all that. After the surgery, after the initial medical treatment, how they exercise, how intensely they go about it, that determines how much function they will get back. Okay, so that's something that you want to, and then being aware every day, that is really healing, because in awareness you won't allow the unnecessary movement of thought and emotions. And that's why, as I practice, if you are aware and if you understand how I feel inside affects my immunity, and I can also create my own mind, and that will help a lot for you to really get it there. Okay, so there are some practical points I'm going to give you now, which you may use them. Say, first, be trying to be in awareness. They call it mindfulness here, but I don't prefer that term, because that mindfulness may mean to some people like I'm going to put all my mind in it. No, you want to have an empty mind. Then you can focus. It's like a beginner's mind, where I would call that, rather than mindfulness, I would call it beginner's mind, where there are no thoughts and only awareness. You're just aware. Okay, that is one you want to practice. So the best thing for that is, when you get up in the morning, be aware. Don't let devices, don't let external thing come into you. Rather, you take out what you want to see, what you want to observe. um, Look at the garden, look at the outside atmosphere, look at the plants, look at the pets, everything, without really judgment, without moving the thought. Just look at them, and the nature, that is very good. Yoga and Tai Chi and Koi Gong, those are mind body integrating exercises. Do one of them, whatever appeals to you. Okay, or just simply have a nature walk. Go into the nature, walk and feel the earth, and feel the atmosphere, feel the people and all. Okay, and then you got to really have some stress reducing activity. Deep breathing, very good for you, right? And then just do some singing music that is really relaxing and really reduces the stress. And focus, be in the focus of the whatever you are listening, and enjoy that. uh, it is said instrumental music without lyrics is better, because lyrical things can rake up memories, it can bring back what was in the past, or good or bad, or just allow the thought to wrap up on that memory, and go on uh, really creating a like a spider's web, a thought network. So better to listen to instrumental, that is relaxing music for you. Okay, anything that wakes up your stress hormones is like a loud music that has got rhythms that are completely different. This, baroque music of the yesteryear in Europe, jazz, or classical music of any kind. I prefer Indian classical music, because I grew up on that, and I know, maybe I'm used to that. But I do enjoy jazz, because my son is also a jazz musician. He's a trumpet player, he's a band leader, and he likes to fuse both the Eastern and Western music. That's something he takes interest in. So develop that. And the fourth one is, uh, see, emotions. You should not underestimate the power of emotions, because you got to accept them and then really resolute them. Otherwise, they can be very powerful. They will take you out of your now, right? That's a very important thing. Everybody knows that. Of course, number six is, you got to nurture your social connections, your buddies, your friends, your relatives, your spouse, not only them, but also generally what's going on in the society. Be connected. You can be connected to all the world events if you take interest in what is going on. For me, the word is suffering. As I saw the suffering of the wars, suffering of the poverty, suffering of the oppression, and I began to think about them and deeper. Now I follow them like a The themes I follow. One is what is happening with the globe, what is happening with the global heat, and other thing is why people are not well. They are worried well, they are not really well. Why are they like that? Why is there so little wellness compared to lot of illness? Why there is so little joy compared to lot of suffering? So those fundamental questions you have, then you follow the planet, you follow the wars, you follow the famines, you follow the not necessarily negative, even the positive thing happen. Who can follow that? Only take interest and be involved, um, not in a jealous way, but like observing and understanding our role and do what little we can do. For example, I really see the wellness is not paid the right attention, paid the right importance. It's more like that is neglected, and also the factors that cause illness are kind of indirectly encouraged. Take example, fast foods. So mindlessly, really, we eat that fast food thinking it's convenient. Restaurants are clean and very accessible, ubiquitous. Wherever you see, they are available. And that's why uh, fast food is making money at the cost of our health. No doubt about it. We established all the chronic diseases are one thing in common is that you know, processed food. But if you leave it natural, if you leave a good diet, you'll be better off. Okay, so nurture the social connections that way. Keep these themes in mind, and then you can follow what is important every day. And then sleep and nutrition are very important. You know, develop some hours where you unwind and go to rest and sleep, and you can work on some things of what you do before sleep and after sleep to improve the quality of the sleep. That will be very good. Okay, of course, nutrition, we're going to do it tomorrow. You want to have live food that is pan to plate, and also eating only when you're hungry, and drinking a lot of water. All those things are important too. And uh, generally take a holistic health approach. It's not like I'm going to fix the body and then leave the mind for alcohol, drugs, and then all sorts of things that you can involve into, which can damage your mind. So you want to have a holistic health. We talked about this a couple of days ago. Refer to that, and then you will know a lot more about what do you mean by holistic health. And this is basically integrated health for all our elements: the body, mind, the emotions, and also the spirit, right? And then uh, you want to engage with these movements in the society, because if there are like a communal walk, or a race, or an event where you can test your body and mind with a marathon, small marathon. You can walk maybe a few miles, just to participate, and then also participate in food drives, and make sure people are eating at least fruits and vegetables and nuts. That way, you can participate in raising a garden together, and then the produce is shared. Some people are doing that. They are giving people land, and together they till it and they water it, they water plants and all that. And then when the produce comes, the whole community shares. This is done in some communities where they don't have any supermarkets, and they have only fast foods. Seeing that, some good folks started that initiative, and many communities are doing, which we should encourage. So, like that, any wellness practice, suppose somebody gathering together and then conduct a mind calming, music or meditation or whatever they call it, go and participate there. You could go to your religious institution, temples, churches, mosques, and all that. Whatever really appeals to you, you should be doing. Okay. So this mind-body connection is a huge topic, and I would ask you come and participate if you have any questions or doubts, or your own way of how you manage your mind body connection to your advantage, or you have experience of what happened when you let your mind overwhelm your body. See, from my perspective, body and mind are only tools for us. Our real self is within. Okay, if you cannot even go there, if you want to change some habits of the body or habits of the mind that were learned over the years, then you got to retrain them. It's like two elephants. Okay, they will do their own thing because they're pretty strong. So only you can master them by training. So if you train them from the childhood, suppose you are somebody who say absence of laziness is something ancient wisdom talked about. So they got up early in the morning by themselves, no alarms, nothing, and then set sail to walk and work, and when they're hungry, eat, and then carry some water with them. But always do the deep breathing stretches as a routine. Actually, they did them as an offering to the Lord. You can do that too. But the real purpose of things like yoga, Tai Chi, or Gaigan is to really realize that inner self. But meanwhile, understand how the body works, how the mind works, and have some stability of the mind, and really make a body strong to live long and well. And then don't have the negative effect of the mind on the body. Uh, Deep breathing is one of the best things to control the rapidity of thought. If the thoughts are pretty fast, then you want to take a deep breath, stop, and then you will see slowing of the thought. Okay, I can talk a lot about the breathing, I can talk about the body itself, I can talk a lot about the meditation, but that's not important. What is important is the knowledge. That's okay, but it's not the extraordinary amount of knowledge that we need. We need simple things that we can practice every day so that we live in a balanced life. Okay, your body is sick. Okay, you have so many modern amenities to take care of the body. Go and get the help and get it done. But once you get better, then figure out what were the reasons why you got sick, and are there anything that you could change. For example, you have some cold coming several times. Then say, am I smoking or not? If you are smoking, try to quit it. Get the help for that. And if you are not smoking, still you have this, maybe am I allergic to anything? Like in Clinton, for example, here where I live here, they used to have this very bad smell coming from the corn factories, and then they adjusted it, and now we don't feel that anymore. That kind of cleanup of the environment is also needed. Are we driving on a dusty road all the time, inhaling the dust? Then wear the mask. Where Japanese, they wear mask even when they don't have infection, because they don't want to spread any infection that they may have, and so that's why they wear masks all the time. It's a very nice thing. I think we should be doing that too, because COVID-like viruses, which are called novel viruses, who have more chance of having them in the future than less, because our population is very high now, and they move very quickly with the air travel, of all the speed we developed in traveling. People are traveling all over. So what used to take several months to spread, now it is spreading in a day or two all over the world. Okay, so one person takes in London and he comes here, 200 million people are affected by that. So yeah, because we kind of neglected to restrict people from outside in the beginning. We should have done that. But then people give more importance to business, and not for just taking care of their family and having the minimal needs, but most of them driven by greed, promoted in our events and all that, right? So know that they are going to have another epidemic, another pandemic rather. But when? That's the question. Okay, it's going to happen. So meanwhile, you can learn these pro-wellness steps. You can enhance your inner resilience. You can enhance your immunity by vital nutrition, optimal exercise, quality sleep, and calming the mind. If you can learn all these four pillars, you can live every day with them, and then at least most of the days. Once in a while, indulgence is okay, but then don't make it a habit. That's all. Okay. So, with that, I will stop. Next 5 minutes. If you have any questions, I'll answer them. I'll engage people. Anybody wants to come up, and then I'll go to do my yoga class with my students. I know this hour is very difficult for a lot of people to come in and join. That's why the replays are there. People can go and listen to them. And then, if you have any questions, you can always send a DM to me. I would like to see more people are really engaged and involved in this wellness drives that people have. They are consulting coaches, which is very good. Those coaches do according to their expertise, but we need to, at the individual level, we need to use that advice and apply that in our real life. Okay, so I kind of take an overall approach, but I'm interested into every branch, a little or more. My forte is how do you manage your mind or manage your thoughts or go beyond thoughts. That is the ancient systems are about. So that's what I'm talking here lots of times. I myself, I'm silent to begin with, and when I want to talk, I do talk voluntarily. Otherwise, I live in silence, which is really a wonderful thing. Joyous, happy, and no regrets, no real forecast. Whatever the life presents, deal with it. That's the philosophy you come to. So you don't have to whip yourself with a lot of ambition, drive, and all that. You just live, caring people, trying to give something that and really spread the love, if I could say that. So that is my talk for today. I can go on talking about this for several hours because I'm so uh, involved in this and so happy to share. And whenever I do this talk, it is good for me. I recall everything. You can do that, but I don't do this because of that. I do it because I hope it will make a difference for somebody. Even one person, I will be happy. Okay. So with that, I'll stop and I'll wait for a couple of minutes. If anybody wants to come up, I'll talk to them. Otherwise, I'll close the room. Thank you. Doobie, Johnny, Megan, Chuck, Jackie, John. Okay. If you have any suggestions for the audience, also you could come and talk about it, and you could share your experience of how do you manage mind-body connection. That is our topic today. It could be for the good, neuroplasticity, as I said. It could be for the worse, COVID times, what happened to people. Well, take those examples and see whether anything like that in your life, and uh, and also see, are you really eating poorly, not resting properly, and thinking all the time, and not getting time to exercise. This is the average physician is going through because of the lack of time or because of the so much workload put on them, EMR work and all that, making them all these things. Eating poorly, not exercising enough, not getting good sleep, and also thinking all the time, doing all the time. And that's why many doctors are burning out, and to some extent, great or less, but many are leaving the field, and the system is losing a lot of doctors because of this harassment that they are getting, and then sacrificing their family and their personal life. I kind of dedicated my life to bring as many people as possible, not only come back to the profession, but also enjoy taking care of other people. For me, that's the joy, right? Taking care of people, either here, online, or when they consult me, or when I go and see some people in the hospital, whatever. Uh, Lately, I'm doing mostly online, because after the COVID, the clinics were very difficult to manage. And also, once in a while, I'll take contracts and go to a hospital and do that work. But lately, I'm developing my company and promoting this wellness orientation, wellness awareness. Is more like a working for the system to change. So I write and I talk and I engage with people that are important in the wellness systems, healthcare systems. So my plan is to work as a chief wellness officer in other companies also, and then do some data gathering of the methods we are treating. For example, if somebody comes with high blood pressure, we will give the medications as they need it, but then keep them minimum as much as possible, but also incorporate how they are relaxing, how they are really doing maybe some mind meditation. And those kind of things we teach them. Deep breathe, calm yourself down, and also work in a flow. Like you can teach all these things. Anybody can work in a flow, and anybody can enjoy their work. Anybody can restore themselves by these ancient practices too. You can do detox, you can do deep breathe all the time. You can stretch your body 2 or 3 times a day to get all the tension out. And knowing your body, knowing your mind, you can do a lot of things with that. Okay, it's almost 7:30 now, so I think I'm more than 35 minutes here. I hope you got something out of this talk, and let me know if you have any questions by sending me a DM. Thank you.